Hey baby, do you miss me? You know you do. I'm your addiction. You need me. Give you what you need. Oh, can't you see? I'm your everything. I am the one. I am your sun. I am your night. I make you feel so damn right. Baby, I'm your sweet addiction. Leaving me will cause affliction. When we're together, there's no friction. I am what your body's missing. No longer waiting, wishing. Together forever.
All right, boys and girls. It's another episode of Loose Lips. We started a little bit late. Sorry about that. We had little difficulties tonight. I'd like to welcome my guest, Chris Leland? Layman.
Yeah,
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We're missing our co-host. Veronica couldn't make it today. V couldn't make it. And the man behind the mic is normal, Jansen.
What's up?
So, before we interview you, I have one thing I was thinking about this weekend. I went to a restaurant that Jansen knows. I've been taking a lot of trips to, of course, Odessa, and when we were in Fort Worth, we always pass this one restaurant right off the interstate. It's always like packed. It's always packed. Me and my wife were like, we should try that out because it's like slammed every night we go by there. It's always slammed. It's like, all right. So this weekend, I said, all right, I'm gonna take you out. We're gonna go there. We went out to the home and garden show because I have an exciting life. When I saw Monk, and then after that, we went to the to that restaurant. Right when I pulled up, I was thinking, shit. I'm looking on the outside, and this is a Mexican restaurant we're looking at. Okay, so I looked outside and I see the people sitting outside. I'm like, that's not a good sign. Went inside, and it's packed. It's 1 o'clock on a Saturday. It's packed. And I start to walk inside. I'm watching everybody that's walking inside. I'm thinking, damn, this is not going to be as good. This will be kind of expensive. And it's not going to be that good. And I walked in, and as soon as I walked in, I said, yep, it's not going to be that good of a Mexican restaurant. And the day, clear, just a giveaway. And you might know this. I don't know if you know this, Chance.
Uh-huh.
You ever go to a Mexican restaurant, and if you notice the most of the people that are eating there are white, dead giveaway, that's not a good restaurant. It could be an okay restaurant. I mean, it could be a generic restaurant, but it's not a good one in the sense that you're going to overpay for food that's just, it's okay. And it was okay. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was expensive as hell. Not expensive as hell. It was just slightly expensive. It had good queso.
I think he's trying to say white people don't know anything about food. That's what it sounds like.
Mexican food. I'm pretty sure they have their food, but it's a dead giveaway. Every time you go, you want to go really a good Mexican restaurant. Usually, those ones are kind of hidden.
Yeah.
Usually, be really good.
So was it like one of those kind of like a Gloria's or something?
It was
like
Uncle Julio's.
That's what I was thinking. Either Uncle Julio's.
I never seen it before. I didn't know. I did look it up. So I did. Before I go to a restaurant, I always look up all the ratings and shit. Yeah. See what everybody says, because I just don't want to spend money. I'm cheap as hell. So I want to be really good. So the ratings were good. I was like, oh shit, it might be pretty good. But it was overpriced.
Yeah, I've been to Uncle Julio's.
It's overpriced. It's not that good. It's just a dead giveaway. It's one of those things that as soon as I walk in a restaurant, I see that, I'm like, these people don't really
Bro, if
eat
you want
real
good
Mexican.
you need to go to like Oak Cliff, man. There's a few places down there, man.
I've been to one. It's kind of, it wasn't that great either.
Which one did you go to?
Shit, I don't remember.
Dude,
But
there's one on what does Main Street turn in? What's the road that's in between the Lou Gehrig, that bridge that goes in between the two jails going into? Anyway, it's down on there, man. And it's really good.
I found one in Irvine. It's not bad, but I like to. I'm new to the area, so I like to try all the different types of restaurants out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but if it would have been a rib place, I would probably been right. It'd have been a great place. It would have been perfect. It would have been ribs, but it was Mexican food, and that was dead. I was like, as soon as I saw the people sitting outside, I was thinking, let's just go to another restaurant. But we kept saying we want to try this place out. We're gonna try this place out. I was like, we're here. It was slammed. That couldn't be how slammed it was. And I was like, this is not gonna be that good. And it was a little disappointing. The queso was good. Tasted good. That's good. All right, Chris. So thank you. I saw you last week performing at the Dallas Comedy House.
Okay.
And
that's a place I tell jokes at. Yep.
Yes, and I met you there, and I had to You were funny. I thought you were funny. Actually, the crowd thought you were funny too. They laughed. And it was full of mostly comics, so that matters.
Yeah.
Because open mics, you're trying to impress other comics mostly. And,
No, I'm not.
well, not you. Not you. Because you've already moved. You've already transcend
Well,
the open mics, right?
No, not really. I could just give a shit what the other comics think about my jokes.
Really.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you from?
South Carolina originally.
South Carolina. What city?
Greenville.
Is that a decent size? That's a
It's a growing. I don't
for
want to
South
call
Carolina. It's a decent sized city,
it. I
right?
don't want to call it metropolitan.
Hundreds of thousands.
Sure. Yeah,
Did you grow up there?
they'd like to think so. Yeah, I grew up there. I moved there when I was 3. I was born in Miami-Dade, right next to the U. What? Draft combine going on right now. Thank you. Yeah.
So you grew up in the South. That's great. I mean, because I grew up in the South too.
Yeah.
I was born in Detroit, but I grew up
Well,
like
that's not the South at all.
no. I was born in Detroit, but I grew up in Tennessee.
Ah, okay.
So that's the South.
That's Southern for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the South, like Mississippi, Alabama,
Oh yeah,
Arkansas to the extent.
that's cousin territory.
Yeah. It's very open-minded people there.
Absolutely.
So, in your stand-up act, and of course I read it too.
You've
You
read
come-
my stand-up.
Well,
act.
I read. You mentioned something in your stand-up act is that your background. So, what is your background? Your ethnicities?
Oh, I'm Hispanic and Irish.
Hispanic. What type of Hispanic?
Nicaraguan.
See, in the South, Hispanic means you're Mexican. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely.
They don't know any other. They don't believe
Yes,
there's
I'm
any.
sorry, I do not speak English.
There is no other cultures. The
My
South-
mom literally takes people calling her Mexican like the N-word. Like it's the meanest thing that somebody can do to her is call her a Mexican. It's hilarious. Like
Yeah.
I try to do it as much as possible. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's why I know she didn't say it the other day. So I said, he's not Mexican. As soon as you said it, I was like, it's kind of a giveaway because people don't usually.
Well, I'm way too pretty to be Mexican too. It's the thing.
Yeah. Well, the Mexicans are not. See, I'm mixed too, so I'm
What are
half
you mixed with?
Mexican Scottish.
Ah,
It says Scots.
Scottish.
Yes.
Having
Okay.
Mexicans around totally kick ass.
So how was it growing up in the? See, you kind of passed though. You don't. To me, you did. I don't know if you were passing when you were in the South. Did you pass? Did anybody ever think you were just white?
Oh yeah, nobody ever thinks I'm Hispanic ever.
Yeah, see, and I didn't get that same, which is okay. If I grew up in Texas, it would have been totally fine.
My Spanish teachers in high school thought I was cheating all the time because I never said shit in class, but I get A's on all the tests and stuff.
you're like,
He'd be like, my teacher would be like, this is bullshit. This kid's cheating. He looks like, because I look white as shit. Like there's nothing about me that says Hispanic. So when
and the voice doesn't help either. So yeah,
Right.
you don't have anything, no telltale signs.
No, yeah. So I'd get, hundreds on these tests and shit. My teacher would be like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Because the thing is, I'm sitting next to all the other stoners and dumb kids. So he's like, I know he's not cheating off anybody around him. How's he doing this?
I failed Spanish. I don't
Ah.
speak Spanish. I didn't grow. I grew up in a white household.
Man, don't tell people that.
I grew up around white people.
You
Nah,
should lie.
No, everybody. Hey, that's one thing. People always walk up to me and start speaking Spanish. I'm like,
That's pretty racist.
no.
That happens to you a lot?
Only when I go to like Mexican grocery stores. Go to Mexican, like Terry's.
okay.
You ever go to Terry's?
No.
You never go to Terry's.
I go to the behind my house. There's a fruteria, taqueria, and meateria where they have literally just fruit, meat, and whatever other thing I said. That's it. That's all I have. It's fucking ridiculous. We went there today to get burger buns and Mountain Dew. Couldn't find either.
That's.
But there's at least 8 different types of cheeses. It's unbelievable. They also have
But they got them fruit juices too, though. That they're incredible fruit juices.
the Mexican fruit juices. Yeah.
In the hard thick cans.
They're delicious. They're all
The
good.
cool top. Even the top's cool.
Yeah. I love going into those places and just like getting the like most ethnic fucking thing possible because it's usually delicious, but you want
Yeah.
some simple shit like a burger
Lingua,
bun.
come on, bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want the meats.
What
They
kills
always
me
sell-
is they
they
have
always
the
sell meat
deodorant
cheese.
behind the counter. That's what cracks me up. It's like deodorant and candy. And
They're
like,
scared everybody's gonna steal that shit.
there's like a
Yeah.
mixture of like oddities, but they're like, this is request only. You cannot just have deodorant. You have to fucking ask me for it. Won't just hand
Yeah,
this
and half
out.
that shit's covered in like a layer of dust too, though. 'Cause
It's
it's been
just-
sitting
no
back
one's-
there.
Because who wants the reception alley deodorant? Nobody wants that.
Oh, waving it. Yep. All right.
We're waving at that balloon artist.
Goodbye.
As you see, there's
There's a lot of
plethora
balloons.
of balloons.
Is
So-
this a marijuana seed? What?
No.
I think it's a
They-
seed for a sunflower plant.
So, did you want to grow up to be a comic? Were you thinking of that when you were younger, or
Well, I
Well,
was,
you-
but only to fuck with my parents, and then it actually. No, I'm just kidding. No, I never. No, I did a lot of theater and stuff, man. My mom did as best she could to make me gay.
she had you in all of the?
My mom like dressed me in the little Hispanic bonnets and shit when I was a kid. Like I'm like a year and a half old with like this dress looking thing on, like at church and shit. My mom's like so proud of my goofy ass looking like a female. It's ridiculous. My dad used to get so pissed. He'd be like, "Why are you putting him in a goddamn dress?" Like he used to get so mad. Forgot what the question was. What did you ask me?
What were you? Why did you? Were you originally go to improv? Was that that's where I read?
Yeah. I did improv and stuff. Where did you read this?
I read it on your website.
Oh my.
See,
website.
look at that.
Ah.
See, because
You
hey,
did show prep, my friend.
I'm like, where is this kid knows a lot of things? What's
yeah,
happening?
I actually did a little research.
Good.
The fucked up thing was I did the questions. I had the questions. It's on the other piece of paper. My daughter grabbed it. I just happened to look. I said, "Where the fuck's my questions?"
Daughter's turning in this homework.
Shit.
It's
God
like questions to
damn.
ask me.
Goddamn. Now I gotta try to remember them.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Yeah, I started off doing improv, man. Got into sports, and then I got expelled for smoking weed on a basketball trip. And so
You said sports is not for you.
quit playing sports, and then got back into it. Wanted to be back on stage and stuff, but I didn't necessarily want to do improv. I wanted to do stand up because I had started watching a lot of comedy and was getting into it.
Who are you watching?
Rory Scovel was one of my early influences. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rory Scovel. He's from South Carolina. He's from my hometown. He's really funny. He's got this great bit about finding the girl of his dreams. He's like, I found the girl of my dreams, guys. They're like, Rory, that's ridiculous. How can you know that? And he's like, cuz, dude, she gave me roadhead. And they're like, Rory, that's ridiculous. Tons of girls give roadhead. And he's like, no, you guys don't understand. She was driving the fucking car.
Oh, man.
Fucking awesome. So, I mean, he's real off the wall.
I got to apologize for that failed rim shot.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
okay.
My bad.
It was time to joke.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't mean to click it. I was getting it ready and it was pre-click.
That's okay. It's all about delivery. The pauses will throw you off.
Sorry, dude.
It's all right. And then, like, Tom Rhodes. You ever heard Tom Rhodes, man? Got to get into Tommy. Tom Rhodes is the man. There's a lot of guys, dude. How often do you hit up the comedy scene?
Well, I think I went back. I went there maybe about 3 months ago. I don't have time. But I got kids and stuff. I don't get time to really see them. I did the stand up for a little bit, or the open mics for a little bit, but it wasn't my. I like talking, and it seems the open mics all about one-liners basically. For the open mics, all one-liners, and I was like, I did a couple of one-liners, but I was like, I would do you get 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, depending on where you were going. You know this shit.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, you know this shit. But
Wait, you did the actual stand-up?
I've done open mic.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So what I would do but the thing was, I would tell a story, 1 to 2 stories, and I'll get like 3 laughs. And I would listen to the story and I would get the laughs exactly where they're supposed to be. I mean, I knew they're gonna laugh right there, but it's like, this is kind of boring. It was kind of boring to tell the same story over and over again. I'm like, I don't think this stand-up thing's going to be for me. But I get it. But I like watching stand-ups and stuff. I like even watching, sometimes I like watching the open mics people that you can see. If you see, I saw this one guy, and he was there actually Monday. And I watched him tell a joke 3 times, within 2 or 3 weeks. And I kept watching telling it. But each time he told it, it got tighter and tighter. You could see the small improvements of that joke, where the first time you got a couple laughs, second time you got more, and you can see that he was just working on that one joke, just improving it. And I did like that.
Yeah.
Well, I like that idea that you can sit there and repeatedly tell a joke, and eventually you'll fine tune it. You get the timing. It might be just a word that you need to fix, or a couple words, and then it hits so much better. So I do enjoy that, or watching comics that. But for me to actually do it, I don't see any pleasure of just work on those one-liners. And I guess I've seen your story, so you do tell some stories, or you get a little bit more into it. So I'm not sure what's your preference when it comes to comedy. Do you just talk? I know you have your jokes, but do you do both?
I do whatever, man. I tell jokes. I tell one-liners. I do crowd work. Just whatever strikes me at the moment. I yelled at a crowd on Saturday. That was I was not productive, I guess. Kind of against the point. But no, man, I mean,
yeah, if it's the whole
what
crowd, if it's one heckler, it's one thing. If
no,
you
I
got
yelled
the-
at everybody.
yelled
Told
at
them all to go suck it. I was pissed.
They weren't
Wait,
getting.
so what's happening in that you're having to yell at a whole crowd?
Oh, dude. Sometimes, man, I get a little carried away. I'll walk. You know, I've got my material, and I tell 10 sets a week, and so sometimes I get in front of a crowd that I have an idea of what I want to do. You know what I mean? I have like this whole idea of presentation of like how I'm going to make these jokes work, what order I'm in, whatever. And then you go up and the first one like fizzles out and it doesn't work just because you know they weren't listening. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
I've made like 4 people at a bar with nobody else around like laugh at this joke. I know that the 80 of you assholes are going to laugh at it, you know what I mean? But they're paying their tab or whatever. They're not listening, so it doesn't get much. And then once it doesn't get much, sometimes I'm on stage and I'm like, you know what? Fuck these people. I spent so much time crafting that bit, all the act outs, like all the lines, like everything about it has been worked on and has been practiced, and you bitches didn't listen to it, so I'm not even about to give you any effort. Fuck the rest of you.
So do you ever just want to like kind of stop and be like, wait, did y'all assholes not just hear that?
Oh, I do. I'll look at, like, my favorite thing to do is to be like, did you guys notice how these people are happy and laughing? Did you guys see that? That's because they listened to the whole joke. I know it's weird that that's how comedy works.
Nice.
But if you knuckleheads want to not stare at me like a bunch of dicks and laugh like these people, you should listen to the whole bit. So I love fucking with audiences.
So how
like
long
that.
you been doing comedy or doing stand up?
4 years and some change.
4 years. All right. You still, what I've at least heard other comics, they usually say around year 10 is which is some fucking thrown up number. I'm pretty sure that a comic finally understands who he is or finally gets everything lined up. Do you feel like you're on that way right now? I mean,
Oh, not at all.
are you a working comic at this moment?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you actually make a living off this?
No, I don't make a living. I have to supplement. I mean, I do pretty well, man. I could probably live super poor with some roommates if I wanted to, but no, I work the night shift, and I get off at like 9 a.m. on Friday, and then on the weekend I have gigs and shit that I make cash off of, so it all just goes together. And I also started making money off of NBA 2K12 as well on Xbox. What? I know, story for another day.
What do you travel like within this region or
Sure,
just
yeah.
Is it just Dallas?
Oh no, man, wherever
Wherever.
they'll let me go up. I do a lot of stuff in Austin. I got buddies in Austin. I'll be at Velveeta April 7th weekend. Got March 10th. I'll be in Paris, Texas, the lovely Paris.
How big is
you know.
Paris, Texas?
Oh man, it's not very big.
Yeah, I didn't think they have a comedy club, but I guess.
I think everybody in town will probably be at the show. But no, it's I mean, it's whatever, dude. Wherever I can get.
How long
up,
you been in Texas?
Since 2005. Right after I graduated high school, I moved here.
What reason?
I went to North Texas.
Oh, you went to North Texas?
Yeah, my parents moved here. My parents moved here when I was like right before my senior year started, and I lived in an apartment with my buddy that my parents like paid for and shit. My senior year of high
So
school.
you could stay there and graduate.
Yeah, and then I moved here, so that's pretty cool.
Did you graduate from North Texas? Or
No. I dropped out to be a comic. What?
There.
No, I was at a point where I was like working full time, and I was doing stand up, and I was going to school, and.
Like, what am I going to school for?
Yeah, I figured, and plus, there's one that I can go back and finish. Like, if I need an excuse to hold off on getting a real job once I'm done with comedy, you know, if this shit doesn't work out, then I'll go back to school. It's whatever.
All right. Shit, I wish I had my questions. That's what I was like, damn, what? I usually have everything planned out.
Well, how about I have questions for you?
All right.
Where are you from, sir? Turning the interview.
Well, he already told you
yeah,
he was born in Detroit.
I know.
And then he moved to Tennessee.
Listen, I know this. We're recapping right
Recap.
now.
All right. Moved to Tennessee. Grew up there. Went to high school there. Went to middle school and high school in Tennessee. And it was an experience.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When did you buy your first pair of ankle socks? When you moved to Texas, huh? Because I've been to Tennessee. All those bitches have their socks up halfway through their calf. It's
Nah,
ridiculous.
I always had to have lower.
No way, dude. They all rock the socks up to like right here. It's the funniest shit.
I can't have that. It feels weird. I feel like I can't breathe, man. When you have the socks way up there, nah.
I went to a water park in Alabama, and I swear to God, every human being
Had this
that was there
high socks.
high socks. I didn't understand what was happening. Like I was looked like an episode of Friends. Like it was.
It wasn't
old school, man.
It wasn't. It's funny. I lived in Tennessee before the Mexicans showed up. Really.
Well, that's false.
Well, for the majority of them.
They've been there for a while.
Not that many. They were hiding. In my high school, there's like 3 of us,
Ah,
and there was one that actually came before me. She was like a senior, and I was a freshman. By the time I was a senior, there was like 2 after me.
wow.
So there wasn't that
So you
many.
guys are real tight knit.
No, I didn't even talk to them.
Oh,
nah,
wow.
I looked down on them. They weren't in my grade level.
Terrible.
You know,
you guys should have had babies and taken over the town. What are you doing?
They were guys.
You know how fast you guys make babies? Come on.
I know. Hey, we do.
You guys
I
do
do.
it well.
Hey, I have twin girls. Believe me, I have a son and twin girls, and
How many years ago was that?
5 for my
See,
twins.
You could have accounted for 50 Mexicans by now in that town if you wanted to. You could have just been impregnating everybody. And
Oh no! See, that's it would have worked, but the thing is, back then I don't know how it changed. Now, white chicks didn't really like Mexicans that much. I didn't get that much play with the white chicks.
Okay.
Black
That's
chicks
pretty
like me
racist.
though.
Black chicks.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I could have had a lot of mixed, babies with black women though, because they love me.
Sounds like you could have had some college scholarships.
Well, some of them might have made it.
Yeah, man. Just find the biggest black girl you know. Put a baby in her, man. You
Maybe
guys.
she could have an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm pissed that my dad didn't like breed me with Lisa Leslie. Like, I tell him that all the time. Like, you should have just found the biggest broad that played college basketball and just put a baby in her.
That's why I made a mistake too. 'Cause my wife's kind of short, and I was thinking about, I was like, damn, I should have got someone tall, because my son's little.
Yeah,
He's
man.
little, and I look at him like he's not. He's
It's all
in there.
about survival of the species. Dude.
Yeah, I didn't think about
You
it.
got to be the gene line that takes the hit.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that math.
Bang
I was
you
doing
an Amazonian.
I was doing that whole thing for love and shit. I
Fuck
wasn't thinking the math
Well, now
part.
you've done love. Now go put it in an Amazonian woman.
Can't have kids anymore, man. I fixed myself.
You fixed yourself?
Fuck yeah.
No way.
Hey, you have twins. If you change your fuck that shit.
So what was that like?
It was a little painful.
A little?
A little.
Didn't they snip some shit in your sack?
Yeah, let me tell you. All right, I'll explain. This is what they do. They have to, all right, you sit down in like a little, not like stirrups or anything, but you sit down at a fucking table, and they have to come and shave your balls first.
Okay.
So after they shave your balls,
Do you have the option to shave your own balls beforehand?
No.
No.
I mean, you could, I guess. I didn't.
Okay.
I allowed them to do that.
Was it a lady or?
I
who-
think it was a chick.
Yeah. What do you mean you think?
I can't-
Somebody's shaving my balls. I'm getting an exact
can't-
picture of who it is.
I think it was a chick. It was the guy who fucking did the work though, the other work.
Well, sure.
Yeah, but
well, of course.
yeah.
You
Obviously.
definitely want a man snipping some shit.
Yeah,
He knows
yeah.
what it's like down
I
there.
mean, you can't have women doctors,
Exa-
anyways.
Well, that's another thing. But
So she shaved me, and he went. And what they do is that he grabs
or she shaved him. We don't know. So just
and
to clarify.
What the doctor does is they grab one of your testicles
Okay.
and they kind of pull. They have to grab it and kind of pull it to the
They
side,
spider web it.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
and then they go in there and they give you a local, so at least you're not as painful, but you can still feel the shit, And then they take a little laser and they cut.
Oh.
And they reach in there and they have like a little
So they-
bitty. You have a
they-
little bitty fucking tube. Yeah. He kind of grabs it, and you clinch because that shit fucking hurts. And then they grab one side, they cut it, and they have a laser and they slice the little
I the only
thing,
one getting a
and they
boner right
seal
now?
both sides. And then they do it again on the other side.
Oh my god.
So
they spider web you. They
well,
fucking.
well, they just grab one side at one time. They don't do it both at the same time, and then they have to go to the other side and pull it. Yeah, that fucking hurt.
Dude, you know what I heard the other day that would probably hurt way worse? I know somebody that has cancer of the urethra.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
butthole's clenching.
I think
Oh
I'm
my
gonna be
god. How bad would that shit hurt, fool? Oh. Urethra cancer? What? You nut and pee out of the same place? Like, oh, be horrible, man. Just like your dick getting hit with air would hurt. Think about that.
How the hell do you get that?
How do you get from putting
I-
it in mad bitches, son? What? What? It's
I-
ridiculous.
Jesus Christ! I seen that, you get the fucking testicular cancer is one thing. I
But no, I know cancer of the urethra, fool. That's
Shit.
Users or people
'Cause
at
you can't-
home that don't know what that is, Google urethra.
God damn.
Oh.
Because you can cut off like one ball, but you can't cut off you couldn't cut off your dick. But I don't recommend that.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
at least not right away.
Yeah. I think you would just try to.
That's
we
like,
would try
is
to
that
fight it.
dick rot? Is that what that is? Oh, that's horrible, right? Ugh. We raised money for him.
Oh, was it? Did you have like a benefit show?
We had a benefit show. We did. 12 people showed up. It was an unbelievable turnout. But it was pretty sad. It was at Fort Worth Hyenas.
The Ron.
Yeah.
There you go.
What was his name?
Ron Shock, yeah. He's one of the bad boys of comedy or whatever. Yeah, pull that up there. Yeah, not that many people showed up at the Ron Shock benefit show. It's sad.
Really?
I know.
That's kind of it's a little sad.
It's a little sad. Well,
Yeah,
dude, Jake
I've never been to
Cancer.
the Fort Worth. I've been to the Arlington Hyena. That's a scary place.
It's gone. It's not around
Oh,
anymore.
it's not even around? Oh,
Arlington Hyenas is a no mas.
All right. Yeah. It was. I've done that stand up twice, and I said, you know what? I don't want to come back here because it's,
Well, what's your goal in stand? I know you say you've done stand up. What is because you know the whole telling the same story over and over again. Like you have a choice. You don't have to do that.
No. I didn't really. I was just trying it because I like to fucking. The thing was I really wanted to be long format. If I was going to do stand
it
up,
can be.
it just it. Well,
Too
I guess
much practice.
it's a shitload of practice. It's
Yeah.
not. What I would do is, and I would do it. You know, I would go to my home. I have a home studio, so that's like the intro song is me. That's my song right there. So I do music, but I do enjoy talking and shit. So what I would do, I fucking record my whole act at my studio, and so I knew where the hits should be. But what I couldn't do is it's just. And
How
even
do you
telling
know
us-
where the hit should be if you've never made anybody laugh with it before?
No, I would make them laugh. I would tell them. I would go to. I would do there's a backdoor comedy club. Hit that one. You got to be a little bit cleaner. Hit that one, and when we had real people in the audience and not comics. Even the comics would laugh, but when we had real people in the audience, they would laugh at those spots. But the thing was,
That's the silliest shit I've ever heard in my life.
no, I knew where the exact where it was gonna. There was only 3 like little jokes. It was like leading up to the joke.
So you know the whole point is to tell jokes, right?
Yeah, I know that, but it's like you have like 3 minutes, but it seemed like I wasn't really into. After seeing what you had to do to get where you were at, like
It's just-
where you at right now. I
It's
mean,
just time and practice, man.
yeah, but
Got to do it.
nah. I mean, yeah, if I really wanted that, but I didn't see it wasn't being my thing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I didn't see because I'm already a parent, husband.
Mm-hmm.
I got people take care, so I have a day job.
Ah, so you're saying you don't have time for dreams anymore?
Oh, dreams, shit. That was when I was in my 20s. Yeah,
Nah.
in my 30s, nah.
No more dreams.
Dreams die.
Dude, that sucks, dude.
It does.
You can still have dreams.
Well, dreams was not really comedy. Wasn't really my dream. Music's always been my dream.
Okay.
So, but comedy, I enjoy it.
Sure.
I enjoy like watching it. So
Okay.
I was trying, tried it out and everything, and I did like, but I like really what I kind of like doing was actually sitting there and listening to other comics, and when they get off stage, be like, you know what you could do instead of this saying
Oh,
this.
don't do that. Oh,
Yeah, that's
no,
what I enjoy
terrible.
doing.
Don't do that.
That's
That's the worst. We hate you guys. Don't do that.
Well, that's what I did.
Think about it. If you played that song at the beginning or whatever, and after the song was over, I was like, well, that song was good. But that part in the middle was pretty shitty. You should change it to this. How would you feel about that?
If you knew what you were saying, then I would respect it. If I felt that you were right.
But didn't you just say that you tried comedy a few times and it didn't work out for you?
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, but I went up to someone and said, hey, what you should have said was this, and they're like, and they started laughing because you're like, yeah, that one. But these are other open mics. I wouldn't tell you what to do.
Well,
no, because you already had your bits like in place. You can see that you already worked on those jokes.
don't be that guy is what I'm trying to tell you. You make more friends in comedy not being that guy. If we ask you for it, go for it. But otherwise, it's tough. Somebody died outside.
I know.
You guys
It's
see that?
loud.
Sad.
Well, I'm that guy.
Don't be that guy, man.
I've done it a couple of times.
Look, I'm gonna bring
Hey,
my
at least
tambourine.
he admits that he's that guy.
I'm okay with that. I'm trying to help here so that you can be more frequent. You can get free tickets and stuff, and like when we like you, free
Like,
drinks.
that's what I love about T-Hawk, man. He don't give a shit. He'll say,
Yeah, something got pulled out. What we at 8?
All right.
Are we back? Mike's
Yeah, sorry about that.
That was the scariest thing ever, man.
That was
The
weird.
apocalypse.
I think the Ustream fucked up again.
And we had sirens too. Oh my god, that was scary. Well,
All right.
I'm gonna bring a tambourine to the next music session you have. We'll jam together, dude. I'll fucking.
Shit, we don't make live music anymore.
What?
You don't. Come
What happens if
on.
you make it big and they ask you to play concerts? What are you gonna do? What if I wanted to give you $75 for a concert in my living room tomorrow? It'll be me and my stoner buddies just hanging out. We'll have you play a concert.
Oh,
$70 to get
with the
high with us
background.
and play video games
See, you talking to
and
someone.
do live music.
I would only play video games. You talking to a sober person?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't. Never been high. Well, never say. I've been contact high.
Oh.
Never been drunk.
Oh,
I've been buzzed a couple
that's
times.
Terrible. Man.
Yeah, I hung around the people that did get high though.
Oh, okay.
I just like, but that was a great. I was perfect though because I could always drive everyone home.
That's good.
Everybody knew that. Hey, that's the only good thing about being the person who doesn't get high, is that everybody wants you with them, because they're like, shit, we go home safe tonight,
That's true.
and I'm a good driver too, so everybody love that shit.
Kids at home, make sure you have
Yeah.
a DD when you're getting stoned.
One person is like, fuck, and I like making fun of people when they're high.
Well,
That's just start
That's
talking.
mean.
Yeah, start talking and start dropping words and shit when you're talking to them, moving unexpectedly. Just fuck with them.
yeah.
You be all high. Hey, yo. Do like that. Fuck everybody. Just fuck with people.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's not cool.
Did you hear about the? No, she said. And
See, if I'm paying attention and I see it happening, but if I'm just watching TV and I hear this like voice trailing off in the background, I'm like, what the fuck is,
the fuck did I?
what's happening over there?
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. I'm thirsty. Can we play that? To play the recording, the first YouTube video as the break. We're gonna play one of your special. I guess when you were in Denver. Is that
yeah.
your Denver's? one, I
Don't
think?
play the Denver set.
Oh shit! Which one?
Oh, do you
It's
have it
the one
queued
that
up?
you have that you won the final. It's your finals.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Okay.
in Denver.
That's not in Denver. No,
I
that's
thought it's Dallas then. Is it Dallas?
that's here. Yeah, that was in Addison.
The Improv.
I've been smoking weed since 2003, all right? I know the dollar menu really well. I know that all you did is take a 5-piece nugget and throw some barbecue sauce on it. Now you want to charge me an extra $1.70? You can take a ride on my suck stick. When this You didn't like suck stick, sir? Look, I'll be honest. I've been watching you for 15 minutes. You haven't laughed at shit, sir. You had Sam up here who was awesome. I'm okay. I need the handlebar mustache to crack a fucking smile. Is that possible? Is that a thing you would do? You look like you damn murdered about 4 people today. I need you to stand right now, alright? Look like you just had a cameo on Sons of Anarchy and you are not feeling sorry. She knows that's why she's laughing. You haven't laughed at shit, sir, alright? We'll tell a racist joke right now, okay? Are you ready? You ready for it? All right, you and me, buddy. You and me. All right. Also, if there are any black people that want to be my friend today, I think I need protection before the end of this. If y'all want to use,
This is my message. This is my sermon.
This is my message, this is my sermon. Got your people in your seat squirming.
We about to take you to church.
This is the lesson you should be learning. No time for yo dodging and swerving.
We about to take you to church.
Whoa,
We about to take you to church.
whoa,
We about to take you to church.
whoa,
We about to take you to church.
whoa.
We about to take you to
The
church.
world that we living in, the
pain that surrounds us. Financial troubles making it hard to even stay grounded. I'm supposed to raise my son in the sewer of a system, but yet be the one that can be there to lift him when he's down. My head is almost covered, will I drown? Smothered in a stressful atmosphere with pressures all around. Ready to bust pipes, stand my ground and trust life. Aim my faith up above and try to keep my karma right. At times it's hard to buckle down and take me some charge. Release and let go and put my faith in God. You see, it's all elementary and people lose it mentally from overworked limbs with not enough benefits. Healthcare is through the roof, I'll probably lose social security. By the time I'm eligible, there'll be no availability. It's like we hustle backwards. How many of y'all hearing me? Sick of all these rappers ignoring the bigger things.
This is my message, this is my sermon. Got your people in your seat squirming.
We about to take you to church.
This is a lesson you should be learning. No time for yo dodging and swerving.
We about to take you to church.
Whoa.
We about to take you to church. We about to take you to church.
I'm gonna speak the truth for a minute. Cynics sit back, quit cracking that whip for a minute. Shit, I had to start rebuilding and healing at the same time. Damn skies cry every time we write a rhyme. And it's been dry, just been kicking up dust. Yeah, right, just been building up rust. And I must assume that I was gone too soon and jump back into the room. Hey DJ, let the music resume. Now I'm back, go ahead and disown me. But no, ain't no clones go try and dethrone me, cause we the masters. A dog and a sword I take from the rich. Haha, partner, that's my reward. The industry don't want me, they pockets ain't deep enough. The women crave me, but they know they wouldn't sleep enough. Mercury is something fierce, spitting fire in the pulpit. See, the thing about our following, it's somewhat a cult.
Take you to church.
This is my message, this is my sermon. Got your people in your seat squirming.
We about to take you to church.
This is a lesson you should be learning. No time for yo dodging and swerving.
We about to take you to church.
Whoa.
We about to take you to church. We about to take you to church. The sword and the stone. I'm blessed and I know I'm shiny and bright and mirrored like chrome. I flip the switch to make the light out of dark, illuminate a way, a path for the righteous of hearts. Take heed to my notes, I beg you the truth. Ambition to you, show you there really is proof. I'm staring at you, I'm letting you know, not letting you go. Baby, forever will flow, embedded in mold. Repent for your soul. Once Gabriel comes, that's it for the road, that's it for the show. The curtains will close, buried, scared and alone. Was I ready to go? Man, I steady feel cold, like a poisonous soul. I saw the snakes.
All right, boys and girls, we are back. Our guest tonight, Chris Lehman, is going to have to head out of here because he has to go to work.
I have to go tell jokes
Tell jokes.
and get a free steak dinner.
That's what it's all about. You live in the dream.
That's right.
Living the
Jokes
dream.
and steaks.
I told him I always get this shit fucked up. I said earlier that I told him when he came in, I said, "Oh yeah, the show ends at 8:30." I meant 9:30. Yeah, he said he has to head out. So my bad.
That's all right. I mean, I can hang out for
A couple more
a
minutes.
few more minutes, sure.
All right, one thing I did ask you over the break, so we'll go back over it real quick, is that hecklers and stuff like that. I want to change this question a little bit to what I asked you earlier. When did you get comfortable with hecklers? When did you think you can finally say, "Hey, I can say something back to"?
Oh man. Well, me personally, it's because I wasn't really comfortable. Some people are just like naturally good at it, but I wasn't really comfortable messing with hecklers until I got a gig hosting a trivia show on Wednesdays for like 2 or 3 hours every Wednesday. We did like a 30-question trivia show, and it was a lot of just me fucking talking like between questions. I didn't really have, anything. You can't really do material, be like, "Whoa, who was the first president?" And so last week I was getting my dick sucked, it doesn't really work like that. So it was just a lot of me talking and bullshitting for 2-3 hours at a time, and people would get tired of me talking, so they would fuck with me. And so, yeah, I did that for about 1.5 years. So after that time, I was fairly comfortable by the end of it.
What were you doing this trivia?
It used to be National Sports Lounge, NSL, on Greenville, right next to the Granada. I don't know what the name of the bar is now. It's a different spot, but it's right across the street from J. Pepe's and the Granadas next door. You know what spot I'm talking about? No?
Nah.
That's on Lower Greenville? Okay,
Yeah.
well. That's where, so yeah, I did that forever, dude. Wednesday open mics, at Dallas Hyenas, I'd go do my sports trivia show or whatever, and then I'd leave there and go hit up the last couple people left at Hyenas and tell jokes to them, and then I'd go home. It's pretty. And then I'd get up and go to work at 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning after getting 4 hours of sleep and being
I'm
pretty
pretty sure
drunk, so.
you're pretty productive at work.
No, yeah. Well, as much as I mean, I'm so hungover every day. It's retarded. They just think that that's what my face looks like after a while.
They're like, yeah, we know what you did last night.
No, they thought I was hungover for the first couple of days, but then when like I look like that every day for months straight, they just assume that that's what my face looks like. You know what I mean? They're like, well, I guess that's just how he smells because it's pretty consistent.
He's always dead when he walks in.
He always looks like that, so I don't know.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
All right, man.
Because I don't want you being late for work.
No, it's all good. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man.
Great to meet you, man.
All right. Let's get ready to play that Ron Paul video.
Romney as the winner of their caucuses.
That winner is Mitt Romney.
What the headlines haven't told you is that what happened in Maine is the messiest caucus Republicans have had so far.
Certain residents in 3 of Maine's counties are being treated right now as if they do not exist.
The numbers that the state GOP in Maine are reporting are, according to caucus chairman, incorrect.
Kennebec County did vote as they were supposed to last week, but their vote total, as you see here, shows up as a 0 in the Republican Party's official results. Washington County postponed their caucuses on Saturday because of a snowstorm they expected to hit the area.
There's a lot more than what you said. The man who canceled it was a Mitt Romney supporter, and the snowstorm he predicted didn't happen.
Then there's Waldo County. Even though nearly all Waldo County towns held caucuses on February 4th, here's how most of Waldo County's votes look in the official Republican Party's results list. 0 votes.
Waldo County, where voters from 18 towns gathered for municipal caucuses. I talked with Matt McDonald, a pastor of a small community church in Belfast. He was nominated as the chairman of the Belfast caucus. The state instructed the chairman to not read any of the votes aloud, and instead to send them directly to Augusta. McDonald made a motion to have the votes read aloud at the caucus, and it passed unanimously.
The vote was 8 for Ron Paul, 7 for Rick Santorum, 5 for Mitt Romney, and there were 2 undecideds.
No results have been posted from the Belfast caucus.
The lady on the line said that she had received our tallies, our votes, but hadn't recorded them online yet, and she said Romney with 9, Rick Santorum with 5, Ron Paul with 2. Well, of course, those were not the right numbers, and I told her. And she said, well, those are the numbers we have.
You see, dozens of towns on the GOP site are listed as if no one voted, including in Waterville, Maine, home to 15,000 people.
We contacted the Maine Republican Party today to find out what the heck happened to all of Waldo County's votes. So far, we have not heard back. The margin of victory for Mitt Romney in Maine was 194 votes. That's called a hair.
On every occasion, the votes that were lost were Ron Paul votes. In one case, the votes were actually transferred from paper to electronics, and the lady doing the transfer was a Mitt Romney person.
Remember what the establishment said about Reagan?
All right, we back. We are back from that little video. Everybody knows who watches the show that I'm a big Ron Paul supporter. You can see that that's what, I mean, he's, the chances of him winning, of course, the Republican primaries, nil, because they hate him. They really do. The establishment really hates him as part, and if you knew what they stood for, you would hate him too.
What do you define as the establishment?
The establishment would be the business interests, the war interests, and the religious groups. I mean,
corporate government.
Well, it is a corp in a sense. Yes, it's in a corporate government. You have a couple industries that hate him. Obviously, one is going to be the religious right hates him because he won't implement religion with government. He believes in a clear separation, so he believes in individual rights over social rights or social conservative values. Which you can have a social conservative value, but it ends at your skin. It doesn't mean your neighbor has to have those same values as you. But that's what social conservatives want. They want everyone to believe this is the way we should be, and no one has rights over God or whatever their value is. And then you have the military industry definitely is the one who does it, because Ron Paul is an extreme isolationist. You know, he's like, we take care of us. We don't pick winners and losers, basically, essentially. Because, you know, when you pick winners and losers throughout the world, that shit always comes back on you. So when you pick, like in Afghanistan, when you go back 30 years ago, we picked, you know, the local Afghans against the Russians. Well, 20 years later, we have the Twin Towers. Well, one of the Twin Towers gets hit. And then 10 years after that, we got the Twin Towers to get, you know, not so much they weren't really a part of that, but in Afghanistan, the people were fighting. Well, I guess, yeah, bin Laden was part of that, the group in Afghanistan. You know, 20 years after he was on our side, he's against us. Yeah. So the same, no matter who you try to help, when you pick winners and losers, that comes back to haunt you. Same thing with, and when you look at Ron Paul, so he's against defending Israel, you know, pretty much. And he'll let you know that. And it's not so much and when you say I'm against defending them, doesn't mean you're anti-Israel. It doesn't mean I agree to attack them. It just means that how are we going to defend them, you know, and not pick the other side too? At sometimes because we double dip. We provide funds for Israel, then we provide funds for Palestinians, plus the other countries around them. So, and those funds go to what? Usually to buy weapons. You know, who builds the weapons? The U.S. does. So our government gives them money to buy weapons from us. So who benefits in the end? Our military industry complexes. They're the ones who get all the money. So that's obviously, if you try to say, hey, we're not going to commit to all these wars around the world, you know, they take a big hit. You know, so they have big influences. And then on top of that, you know, he's against the drug war. So all your prison systems are going to be against him. You have a lot of police unions that are going to be against him because that's their pockets. So government unions are going to be against him because he wants to end.
So why is he running? How does he get elected?
Well, what he has a base. He has a strong base of probably 18%, 18 to 20%. Definitely, these are his hardcore people. He actually has his biggest donors are military. To be honest with you, we're talking about military people who serve, not people who build weapons and stuff. Because the people who serve knows, you know what's fucked up? Attacking countries and staying in there. You know, you can't change these people. You can't be a babysitter around the world. They understand it because once you do it, once they've been there, they're like, this shit don't work.
Yeah, I mean, how would we feel if somebody did it to us?
And that's essentially his argument. What would we do? You know, shouldn't China come here and save us from our oppressed government?
Yeah.
You know, so and essentially the same argument. So it doesn't work. So military, he's a supporter. You have a lot of youth that are behind him too. Libertarians, because that's his view. So I'm a libertarian. So we make a small percentage. So he has a hard 17 to 20%. The thing what Ron Paul would get is the independent. He would get the middle. He would get the independent vote. So what you would hope for in the perfect world is that he's not going to win the Republican Party. What he's going to do, he's going to come off and he might run as a third-party candidate, and he would take the independents. He would take the 30%. You have the way everybody's confused. Everybody, especially when you're in Texas, they think the Republicans are the majority. They're actually the minority. They've always been the minority ever since. You know, Lincoln won in 1859 when he won. They've always been the minority. He just won a split. That's the reason why Lincoln won, because the race was split between 4 people. He got lucky, but the Republican Party has always been the minority because their interests, you know, and I wouldn't, and if you go back to what they used to believe in, I wouldn't be so much against it, but they represent more of a free market idea. But what happened over time is their free market is morphed into some kind of, it's not a free market. They don't believe in free market. They believe in giving certain industries leg up or certain people in an industry a leg up. You know, so they hurt other small market people, but the big companies, large corporations get a leg up because they get tax breaks and shit, or they get regulations that benefit them, but the small company beneath them can't afford to implement whatever that regulation is. Yeah. So they don't believe in free market anymore. So for Ron Paul, he would get his 30%. The Republicans only have about 37% of the people are Republicans. Only 37%. Democrats have always been larger. Democrats represent about 40 to 42% of the population are Democrats. So you have that middle. So you have 30% or a little under 30% that's in the middle. And then you can grab stragglers one way or the other. As far as the upcoming election, Obama is definitely clearly the favorite to win. The only person who has a shot for the Republicans is Ron Paul or Mitt Romney. Only one.
Now I will say this: I voted for Obama, and I would actually vote for Ron Paul.
Yeah.
over Obama.
And if
I think it'd be interesting to see him as president, and I like the fact that he wants to audit the Federal Reserve, which I feel like they're a huge part of the problem.
well, he's anti-Federal Reserve, which scares the shit out of a lot of people. But the thing is that we have a group of bankers that's pretty much controlling.
Yeah, man, it's greed, bro.
You know, controlling the country. They give themselves they give their friends loans at 0% interest, and then what happens is this is what the feds do. Because somehow a private company is able to regulate our own money, and so what the feds do, they get like I don't know billions of dollars. They're able to print billions of dollars, and they take these billions of dollars and they give it to their banker friends at 0.0001% interest. Now, what the banks do, they take this billions of dollars of cash or fake cash because it's not real money, and then they lend it out at a higher interest rate. It's pure profit. It's pure
ridiculous.
profit because they don't pay nothing. They're not paying anything on the interest at all.
Bro, our fiat money system was designed to fail. It's scary.
And what the thing is that so these bankers, they get what they do when they get us per profit. They all get these super fucking huge bonuses, you know. And then the bankers come back at the American people and go, well, look at us. We're working hard. Stop looking at us like this. And you're like, well, you're cheating the system. You have a system that's set up for you to give away money and charge a huge interest rate on it when you got it for free, essentially. Essentially, you're getting the money for free. And you're just giving it out and taking all and collecting all the interest on it and saying, look at all this money we made.
Yeah, and I mean it's crazy because it's like the money's not even really money. They're numbers. They're numbers on a screen, printed paper. It's crazy, man.
No, it's not even. No, we're not even close. And the saddest thing is that when you go back in time and you look at where we could have been right now, if Bush didn't put those initial tax cuts in, you know, we would be. Right now, we would be debt-free. I think it was in 2010, we were supposed to be debt-free in 2010. Bush comes into office with $134 million surplus. Surplus. I mean, that's 130-something million over budget. I mean, they have that much money just sitting there. Do we have an issue?
No.
All right. He has like $130 billion sitting there. That's just gravy. 130 million. Did I say 130 billion? 130, like, well, maybe it was like, he had a surplus regardless. And the idea was in 10 years, by 2010, I think, we would be paid off. Well, 10 years go by. Not only were we not paid off our debt, we're 12 trillion in the hole. $12 trillion. And now we're going to be what? And after Obama's finished, if Obama gets elected again, or anybody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter It doesn't matter. Both of them are gonna run up the debt. Don't let they're lying.
Yeah,
only Ron Paul is the only one who
Democrats.
won't run up the debt. But both of them, because they don't want to make hard choices. They don't want to make hard choices. I mean, the one thing is that they always say this is what the Republicans, which you should yell and scream at the Republicans, not including Ron Paul, but the rest of them, that they play this false game that they go, well, it's Social Security that's bankrupting us, and it's not. Social Security is not bankrupt us. It's not a good plan. I hate it. It's the wars. It's all the spending on these different projects. It's healthcare, but it's not Social Security because Social Security it's our money. It's your money. The government doesn't take money and make money and give it to you for Social Security. That's the money that we all put into a big old large fucking pot. You know, I don't like Social Security. I said it before on the show because the problem with Social Security is that my father-in-law, who is 58 years old, you know, he passed away less than a week ago. Now he's 58. He doesn't get Social Security till he's 65. So $400,000 is probably how much. Oops. $400,000 is probably how much he has put into the system between him and his employer. Is it working?
Yeah, I just don't know what that noise was. That was weird.
$400,000 is how much he's put into Social Security between him and his employer. They take about 13% of your income. So over 40 years, it's probably around $400,000. He never gets to see it. It's gone. That's how, that money that you give to the government. If you die before you die before you get Social Security, you get nothing. That's it.
Oh, I know, bro. My dad died, and I went through the same thing. So
yeah, it's bullshit. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's only for those who get to live long enough to receive it. So instead of doing that, they should say, "Hey, we're gonna take your money and we're gonna put it in these really low interest CDs or something." So at least it's a savings account. When you pass away, your children get that money or something. Instead of just going, the government gets to absorb that, or someone else who didn't work as hard gets to absorb that money. It's a bullshit. It's bullshit. But the one thing they always attack Social Security when, in essence, that's a tax we put on ourselves. We pay for that. That's not printed up. What's bullshit? It's the wars. It's these wars that we cannot sustain. And here's two things I wish we would change. I wish the media would change this. I know they said that we ended the Iraqi war. It's no longer a war. It hasn't been a war. It was only a war for 3 months. Once the Iraqi army was defeated, it was occupation. Yeah. Call it an occupation. That's what it is. Because there's no standing army. You can't have a war with not a standing army on the other side. Yeah. It's just an occupation. Same thing in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's not a war. It's an occupation. But if you would say it's an occupation, everybody would scream because no, what? Well, you're anti-American. Yeah. You're anti-USA because we would never occupy a nation. We're the good guys.
Well, that's how they've brainwashed.
Well, that's what they say. It's a war on terror. Yeah. Well, you can't have a war on terror no more than you can have a war on love. War on hate.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. These are actions, not a person. If you want to say the war on Al Qaeda, then fine. Hey, we'll find those people. Treat it like a police issue. You take our small military units, hit their little bases, and be out. The thing was, the Taliban never attacked us. That's a myth. Al Qaeda attacked us. The Taliban never attacked us. Iraq never attacked us. We've attacked Iraq twice in the last 20 years. Since 1990. We've attacked them twice. Iraq's never attacked the U.S. So, I mean, I'm not saying we do everything. We do everything for our self-interest. We're humans. But there's people at the top who say, this is good for America, but no one ever questions how is this good for America. Or if you do question it, you get labeled as anti-American. And because the thing is, if you go, well, we shouldn't be over there, then everybody takes it, well, you're attacking the military. You go, no, I'm not attacking the military. I'm attacking the leaders of our country who make these false wars who don't really exist. I mean, the thing is that people come on and they say now I can't remember what I was thinking. Go Ron Paul. See, someone loves Ron Paul. We do have Ron Paul fans. And I do like I'm a big, the thing that you should be disturbed about that thing we just watched, that little video that we just watched, the thing that should bother you is that that's happening right in front of us. They're not hiding it.
No, bro.
It's not hiding. They're not ashamed. They don't care. They don't care. And the media shows their bias completely against Ron Paul.
Bro, the media are owned by the people that are doing it. So
obviously.
Why are they going to show you,
Yeah, obviously. The only chance an outsider really has is to go off and and use new media. Basically, like what we're doing right here. The internet. You have to use new media, but that's going to take a while for that shit to happen. But it's the world we live in right now. It is what it is. Corporations, I mean, they pretty much bought this election again. If you put a gun to my head, if it was between Obama and the rest of the Republican candidates, I'll take Obama, excluding Ron Paul. I'll take Obama because to me, he's the lesser of the 4 evils. Newt is fucking horrible. He's always been in the bag for everybody. So he's taking money from everybody. Newt Gingrich. Now listen to this. Think about this. He came into Congress in 1979 or 1977, 78, 79, when they're on the range, making like $17,000 a year when he came into Congress. By the time he was kicked out of Congress in 96 because of ethics violation, he was making like $7 million a year.
Damn.
Now think, U.S. representatives, they only make like $180,000 a year. So where was the rest of the money coming from? Man. Giving speeches, Rick Santorum is the type of person I hate the most. It's the social conservatives, the big churchgoers, the ones who would step on your civil liberties, and they don't question themselves because they have God. You can't question God. To them, they know they're all right. So Rick Santorum is the worst. Mitt, the thing with Mitt is that Mitt is just, he probably is more like Obama than people would want to admit. The only difference with Mitt is that he changes on issues. But I bet you if you found his core belief system, it would be so much similar to Obama. He's more of a moderate Republican, which don't really exist. The thing with Mitt too is that you'll hear this thing is that where he'll come up and say he's a job creator and stuff. Well, what Mitt would do is that he would take companies. He takes his company, how he got rich. He would buy companies and then put up their value and make it like they were making money, and then sell the company when they're cutting it underneath and shredding the company to bits, and then sell the company at a high value when there's nothing left of the company. Pretty much, he would destroy. He would eat up companies basically. In Wall Street, you ever watch Wall Street, the original Wall Street, not the remake? The Wall Street with
Charlie Sheen.
With Charlie Sheen.
No, but you know what? I think it's the second time today that somebody's mentioned Wall Street, so I think I maybe should.
It's not. I don't think. I think it's a little overrated.
Yeah.
But I would. It did focus a little about that, about people that would buy companies just to sell off their hard foundation of the company, whatever, like any kind of material that's in the company, and then sell the company, and they could sell it at a profit even though the company doesn't no longer exist. And they shred companies, and they fire all the employees and stuff like that.
Greed, bro.
A lot
no
of times,
conscience.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll take away. They figure out ways to do loopholes around your benefits, so your retirement benefits get eat up by the company, because the company goes, well, we just lost all this money, but you lost all the money because you sold off all of our supplies. You pretty much robbed the company blind, and that's Mitt Romney's not a good person to say that. It's pretty sad, but that's where we're at right now. All right, boys and girls, we can go ahead and wrap this show up. We might be back next week.
Hey, baby.
Might be. We'll see. Okay. If not, we'll be back.
Do you miss me?
It's gonna be a couple weeks.
On the 18th or 19th.
Yeah.
Whatever that Monday is. I think it's 19th, March 19th. All right, boys and girls. T-Hog. I'll see you again next week, maybe.
When we're together, there's no friction. I am what your body's missing. No longer waiting, wishing. Together forever is my prediction. Making you want me is my mission. So hot you can't get out the kitchen.